enhance your brain for home alone.
Hello everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Keanu Knows All, and that is the truth. Keanu Reeves does know a lot of shit. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at some theories. Actually, just one theory for this episode. And it's about the new Spider-Man No Way Home, since it'll be coming out soon, I believe next year. And I think March or May. Excuse me. Anyways, there's been a lot of speculating, theories and all that shit. And, I really didn't care at first, but now I'm getting kind of curious. And because I think I watched some bad trailers that, my buddy kind of had me thinking, a little bit more logically. Yes, they didn't promise Toby, and it's kind of weird. But anyways, let's just read in. Let's see here. This fan theory for Spider-Man No Way Home is by Mickeylish. And he just posted this recently, actually, about 11 minutes ago. Before the movie release, I don't watch anything, not even trailers. Okay, yeah. But I'd like to share my theory of what I think can be happening here. Fans, wait, if you're going to make a theory, bro, then how did you not see the trailers? Anyways, let's just read on. Fans notice that Doc Ock has a weird red beam on his mechanical tentacles. Yes, I did notice that. First, I thought it might be just a light reflected in the metal, but then I noticed that they really are gleaming with a pinkish red reflected color. Plus, all the costumes of the villains who were in the other universes changed their design. Electro added those lightning on the face. Green Goblin is different. Sandman, well, he's Sandman. We didn't see Lizard fully. And Mysterio doesn't have to change, but he's in the MCU from the beginning. I thought Mysterio died. As for Green Goblin, I didn't notice a change. And, Electro did change. And yes, I did notice the red gleam. Interesting. Let's continue. I think that these changes are produced due to some paradox. It would include that these characters are from another reality, mirror dimension. They have appeared in the MCU out of some collapse that would be the main conflict of the movie. They are transferred to here as they are reflections of themselves, distorted by the pressure of this new to them universe. It's like Alice through the looking glass. The fact that they all want to attack Spider-Man is because they've all been living in their stories and their universes, while the sudden collapse broke their very fabric of the reality right in the middle of their lives. Their lives we have all seen. Doc Ock says his already famous "Hello Peter" phrase. I bet on that moment he thinks he tells it to that Peter who can tell Spider-Man to meet him on the West Side Tower at 3 o'clock. So afterward he would grab Spider-Man and bring him to Harry. The same with every other villain and Jonah Jameson, all of which think that they are in the middle of their battles with those Spider-Men from other realities. Realities were represented in the movies we've been watching. That would explain a lot. That would give a explanation and hope that if other Spider-Man won't appear in this particular movie, it's because in this universal dimension, there's one Spider-Man, Holland's version, and the reality can't exist with two or more versions of the same man in one universe. Those villains are the ones who can be transferred to our MCU universe, where they think they are continuing the fight with Peter, because they need to bring, as they think, this Spider-Man to Harry, because they think they need to kill the Spider-Man who's a friend of one's son, because they think they need to kill the Spider-Man for the revenge of the Flush, cooperating with Venom because they think they need to stop the Spider-Man from preventing them to turn every citizen of New York into regenerating lizards. Yada yada, I get it. It's like if we were watching Spider-Man 2 where Doc Ock is about to fight Peter on that tower, when the story would suddenly be interrupted and Doc Ock would be transferred to another reality where Spider-Man looks like a British teenager. Yeah, I get that. They think that Holland is the one Spider-Man they are fighting, even though it's not. And the real Spider-Man they are waiting for him in their home universes were all abruptly taken from. I think it's a good scenario, and I want to believe that even if Tobey and Garfield won't be in this particular movie, in the post-credits scene, Tobey and Garfield will appear in the universe anyways, breaking the fabric of the multiverse even more and giving the plot for the next movie. Wow. It's an interesting theory, the mirror dimension, huh? And he's talking about ripping, into the universes and all. I gotta say, I kind of disagree. I gotta say, there's a good reason for it too. I know I'm still hoping for something that Marvel has not promised. It's a lot of people they haven't promised and are hoping. The biggest issue is right now everybody really wants to see Maguire and Garfield be in this movie. And they want to see all three of them fight. And, I mean, everything has kind of, been set in place already, such as the casting. We just haven't, seen Maguire or Garfield yet. And there was a trailer I had seen and used thinking, yeah, they're definitely in it. They're confirmed. And this trailer, I think, could have been a concept. It would have been a really good concept. And, hell, a lot of people are really good at making that type of stuff. But it showed 3 Spider-Men jumping all at once. And the lizard was going after Garfield's at the bottom. When the enemies are all jumping at the heroes of the story, you can see that, Lizard Man was not actually going for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Rather, he was much lower. And I think the Goblin was actually up higher. And there's another scene as well where Doc Ock does have Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And he says, "You're not the same Peter," or something like that. He says that he's not the Peter that he's looking for. And I don't know. I think, he hasn't seen the trailers. This is a really good theory. It is. I do think the mirror dimension is a good theory. I really think that it's totally canon to all this. He's talking about how everybody gets into the universe, but he doesn't explain Doctor Strange in this, which I don't know, to be honest, because hear me out, if you're listening, Mickeylish. This is a good theory, man, but I really want to talk to you. If you've seen Doctor Strange, you know that he was supposed to have also a second movie called Multiverse of Madness. And I think this is that movie that connects with that. And the reason why I think it's canon to that movie is because we learned that not only is Doctor Strange powerful enough to harness, an Infinity Stone, the Time Stone and all, but he's also able to travel through different places pretty fast. I mean, it's crazy. I I think Endgame showed a lot of that as well. How fat, and not only Endgame, Infinity War. Well, not Endgame. Well, shit, no, Endgame, yeah, because all the portals and shit. Yeah, that even proves it. But Infinity War was really, that was when he was fighting, helping Iron Man out and all. But I do think, I think that Doctor Strange is one of those who brought these characters into the world. I think he's the one who brought them in there by accident. And I think he is one of those who Spider-Man will also conflict with, just based off of some of those scenes. I think he's one of those who would want to basically get rid of these enemies here, because he feels that, yeah, they have no place here. You know, they're out of their zone. It's like what's it called? The Call of Duty stuff. If you watch, Call of Duty theories and all, the zombies story is amazing. How in depth everybody went with it. There's a story though of Mob of the Dead, and the premise characters. The premise characters take the vials, and it allows them to be alive still, to still exist. And Monty, the main guy, or the big dog apparently, says they shouldn't even be alive. And that's what I think how Doctor Strange sees Sandman, Doc Ock, Goblin, Electro, Lizard Man, and all of these characters. Now, I do like how you kind of phrased at the end how their mindset is, how they think they are stuck kind of mentally. Like, we pulled them from that exact moment, so they don't even recognize Holland as a different, Spider-Man. They think he's still the same guy. But I don't believe that. I don't. And it's because, of course, you didn't see the trailer cutscenes, but I have. And Doc Ock does realize it. If you don't really want that spoiled, just skip it over, but he does realize it. Yeah. So, and of course, this does tie into the second Spider-Man, which is awesome. Mysterio, I don't believe is alive. However, I do believe Mysterio, at the end, he did screw Peter over. And how he did that was he revealed his identity. Now, I don't understand what made Spider-Man such an enemy. I'm guessing the fact that Mysterio kind of played as a good guy. I didn't really see all of the second one. I just kind of read on what happened a little bit, because I really wanted to know I wanted to put together how this third one's going to go. So I know that he had died, but he seemed like a hero at first. Mysterio was kind of one of Spider-Man's worst enemies, to be honest. And it also sucks because Samuel L. Jackson, man, as Nick Fury, that was the mentor of Iron Man for a little bit. Just before the Avengers, he was Iron Man's mentor. And now, dude, he's just kind of nothing. So, I think, honestly, Mysterio started this. His death started the movie. So, Peter goes to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange rips a whole time in the universe, pulling shards of, other things in, along with, our opposing villains. But I do still have a theory that, I still have a little theory that Toby will be in this. I just have a pretty big gut feeling, just based off of how things went. Even though I can see why Toby would not want to get involved in the scene anymore. Him and Andrew, man, them poor fellows. And we'll be talking about paparazzis sooner or later, but yeah. Anyways, Doctor Strange brings it in by accident. His goal is to initially, he kind of comes to the revelation that we ought to have him, smoked out of existence, not return him or anything. And I think Spider-Man's one of those who still has the hero in him, where he disagrees with Doctor Strange. However, there is another theory as well that Doctor Strange is kind of losing himself a little bit, just based off of how they said the trailer was. It's snowy on the inside and everything. He's been acting a lot stranger than usual. And I think that has to do with the multiverse of madness. I think that's just going to be just before he meets Spider-Man. Or maybe during that time. And yeah, I really think it'll be really cool. Anyways, continuing on, at the end of it, I don't really know what's going to happen, but I have a kind of a clue that, Doc Strange will leave Spider-Man to what he's always good at doing, and that's being a hero. And I think Spider-Man will face off against them all and return them back to where they belong, back to the original universes they came from. Yeah. And I think it'll go all back to normal for now. But it'll open up plenty of opportunities for Spider-Man to go into different universes. It'll just open up a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's my theory for this podcast. And I don't know, if y'all really want to kind of debate on me with this, just feel free to hit me up. I'll be posting this on Reddit. You can find me, of course, if you find the channel, comment down below. And I'll give you my Discord info and all that, and we can chat. I mean, seriously, it'd be really cool to chat with some people on all of this. Anyways, take care.